Hi everyone, I'm Debbie, Account Manager from AWS. It is an honor today to be sitting here together with two gentlemen, Bart, who is the Chief Customer Success Officer from Circles, and Toshiro, who is the CEO of KDDI Digital Life. Welcome to the AWS studio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we are here today to talk about how AWS, Circles, and KDDI are partnering together to enhance digital and user experience using SaaS platform. So having worked together with Circles in the past few years, I've actually witnessed firsthand how Circles, along with KDDI, are disrupting the mobile industry and transforming customer experience. And I can't wait for our audience to learn more about it. So let's start with Bart first. Can you tell us about Circles and Circles' transformation journey?
Yeah, definitely. So Circle started as the first digital telco in Southeast Asia, with always innovation in mind, but also very much focused on, starting from what really excites customers, making sure we drive the best customer experience as a telco operator, and bringing that to life together with all kinds of innovative services. In order to do that, we built our own technology stack, which is called Circles X, and that's what we're using to powering that experience. And with Circles X, we are also transforming the telco industries together with telco partners such as KDDI.
Awesome. So essentially, Circles transformed from being a telco operator to becoming a techco, building your own SaaS platform called Circles X to help other telcos like KDDI transform. Can you tell us a bit more about Circles X and how Circles X is leveraging cloud to deliver end customer experience?
Yeah, so Circles X is obviously a cloud-native platform that is what we call a full-stack solution. So it's an end-to-end vertical telco solution that brings all the obviously basic telco services in a digital fashion, but it also includes all of the data analytics, as well as all the possibilities to manage and run a telco from an operational point of view. So it's not just the end user experience, but it's actually also the ability to easily and simply manage an entire telco operations from the back-end side of things. And a great example of that is obviously in partnership with AWS is how we launched the povo 2.0 brand from KDDI in a just 16-week period. Actually during the COVID period, so there was travel restrictions, so all of it was done remotely as well, which is quite a remarkable way of deploying a completely new telco for the povo 2.0 brand, obviously. And now into this year, we're actually expanding that with our community-enabled connectivity layer, which is one of the new innovations that we bring together with KDDI.
While launching a digital telco brand in just 16 weeks, that is a really amazing milestone. Now I'm really keen to hear from Toshiro, like what is your perspective and how did that go? But I think let's backtrack a bit on how the partnership first started. What was the compelling event that led to KDDI and Circles working together?
Yeah, that was back in 2020, and of course, the competitive environment, it was tough, and we just need to go through it. At the same time, we expected a society change should be coming, or technology change should be coming, and how we can survive as a telco. So we really need to have innovation. So to make that happen, only us, KDDI doing this, that would make sense, So we just need to bring in new DNA from outside of country or outside of this industry. And then, I've been looking for somebody who can work with me together. And then I found Circles, who's doing not only the technology, but doing their own telco, by themselves. And there are variety of people in that organization, not necessarily coming from telco industry, but any other industry.
Yep.
So I love that kind of a setup. So that's how we met and how we start this project.
Thanks. I think indeed Circle's experience as a telco operator themselves is definitely a very unique value proposition. So I'm curious to know at KDDI, how do you define success? What are some of the key metrics that you look at?
The most important metrics is like NPS. That we can talk about like ARPU or Tsang and those, but the NPS is the most important. At the end of the day, the customer need to love you. So that's most important thing. So we just need to get it right first. And also, like again, as I said, that we try to make this happen as an innovation platform, meaning like all the change need to be done in timely manners. We need to fail fast and learn fast. So to do that, that we need to value more time to market. Not only those kind of 16 weeks initial launch, but even after that, that we need to keep tweaking or adding a new product, new features. So that speed is pretty important, metrics for KDDI to value this kind of like a project or the business.
Understand. So with these metrics and business goals in mind, what was your thought process in selecting Circles X on AWS as the platform of choice for povo 2.0? And did it help you meet your business goals that you just mentioned?
Yeah, like I said, and like Bart said, 16 weeks, the go-to market and time to market, that was great. And then, yes, at that time, because it's a during COVID period, we just need to have like somebody who can make that happen with me, remote basis. And then that's the things Circles could deliver. So that's one of the big criteria for me. And at the same time, as I said, operational background experience. And as a telco, because I can bring the totally new guys into this team and work together. But if they are totally new, so that would take some time. So, but they got how telco need to change. They understand that. So that's second point. I value. And the third point was, of course, technology stack. And they got full end-to-end solution on the cloud. So hey, this is the way that we should go. So that was kind of my thinking process that time.
Awesome. So basically, Circles help you accelerate your digital transformation journey because of the experience in the industry. Can you highlight what are some of the key achievements that this partnership has brought for povo 2.0? Okay. Just now you mentioned NPS score was important. Yeah.
Yeah, NPS is now quite high, and we are number one in Japanese market, local market.
Wow.
And that's kind of the things I'm proud of right now. And then the volume-wise, we accumulated more than 1 million subscribers within initial 12 months. That's also another achievement that we got. And then after that, we keep adding more features. Recently, we kind of start doing MVP or prototype product once a month. Every month, our customers see new product. So that created a new excitement in our subscriber base. So that's accomplishment so far.
These are really great outcomes. Congratulations on being having the number one NPS score in Japan and achieving 1 million subscribers within 12 months.
Yep.
Those are awesome results. And thanks to Circles as well. So I noticed one common theme among AWS, Circles, and KDDI is that we all put customers at the heart of what we do. So I guess back to Bart. Where do you see the partnership with KDDI growing? And what is one of the key takeaways from this partnership that you can share with other telcos or with our audience?
Yeah, so obviously we keep supporting povo 2.0 and making sure that customer satisfaction is extremely high, and that we evolve the offering also with how the customer base is evolving and how digital natives are evolving and their needs are evolving. And based on that, we also obviously introduce new functionalities and new features to make that happen. I think in the longer run, what we're trying to do, and I think KDDI is a good example, is to try to transform the telco industry, and creating more of a techno company that can really quickly evolve and offer new services, as one of the examples that Akiyama-san just gave. On how we can do, like on a monthly basis, new iterations of products that customers can try and evolve in that way. And I think it's also important that we don't just explain the why of the change for the telcos, but that we also show them how you can actually do that. And that's where we work together and, bring these new services. And I think that's how the partnership will evolve in the long run as well.
Yeah, I can definitely see Circles being a change agent in this partnership. And speaking about like the know-how, so I'm curious within Circles, like how are you innovating and what is the next step in your innovation journey?
Yeah, so I mean, as with Circles X, we are empowering telcos globally. Obviously, it's critically that we work closely together with AWS as well to build, not just an efficient, but really also a very excellent operational and technical platform that we can quickly bring to market as well to our telcos globally. And obviously, with evolving technology, we're also introducing new innovative services such as generative AI, and obviously AWS is a great partner for that as well. And I think that's how we keep innovating together with our partners, whether it's AWS or whether it's KDDI. I think that's the DNA of our company, is to innovate together.
Yeah, and we are very excited to continue empowering Circles and KDDI on that journey. And finally, I'm sure everyone are very curious to know what is the next big thing for povo 2.0. Will there be a povo 3.0?
Okay. What we have done so far is like creating like a new product, new telco product to our customers, telco and non-telco, and get excitement in the markets. That's what we have done. But still, like we kind of asking our customer come into our own app, and then hey, let's enjoy our new offer, stuff like that. So that's the way we have been doing. But in the future, as Bart said earlier, we kind of came up with the concept like a community-enabled connectivity. That means instead of asking customer coming to me, I will go to customers' community, especially younger generation, Gen Z community, and let that community take advantage of all the features of povo app embedded into their own app. Meaning, like the customer doesn't have to download, even download the povo app to take advantage of the connectivity. They can stay on their loving app, be loved app with the community, and still get the connectivity offer. And bundling up whatever like a community doing. For example, like some ticketing with additional like a 1 day unlimited data, all those things. So that's kind of a game changer in this market. And then we wanna make this concept available, not necessarily in Japan, but even outside of Japan. So that's the next stage for this brand.
Awesome. I think enticing Gen Z is one of the key topic nowadays, and it's very exciting to see Circles and KDDI working together to do that. And I think to our audience, if there are any telco leaders out there who are looking to transform customer experience and target Gen Z, please do get in touch, and you can look at Circles partner website on AWS to find out more. So on behalf of AWS, thank you again to Bart and Toshiro for sharing your valuable insights with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.